Hello and welcome back, everyone. I'm David Widmar with Agricultural Economic Insights, joining you for another Chart of the Week update. This is a follow-up from an article and an idea we've been talking about over the last several weeks, looking at the intersection of farmland and solar panels. And one of the ideas or trends or sub-trends maybe that came out of the full report that we wrote was that the scale or the size of solar project is getting bigger over time, especially over the last 4 or 5 years. And the second one is that we see a lot of concentration in the counties or states or regions where these projects have been going in. So the implications are creates a lot of concern in the regions where we see these coming up, and a lot of wondering about what's going on where we don't see these solar projects coming in. So we took a look at this two different tables, one of them looking at the counties that have the largest solar projects or the most solar projects measured by farmland and total land covered. And then we have another table that I'll let you read in the full article linked down below that looks at the largest projects or largest single plants. So this first chart here takes a look at the counties in the US that have the most acreage. These are total acreage, so farm acres and non-farm acres combined have the most coverage in those counties. And so you're going to see a lot of Sun Belt states, California, Arizona, Nevada, Florida, Texas. None of these are going to be a huge surprise, but start to take a look at some of the scale that these areas are covering. So the top two counties are in California. They have 24 and 27,000 acres covered. Clark County, Nevada has 21,000 acres covered. Those three counties have a relatively small share of that land coming out of farmland acreage, but that's not the universal rule. We have some counties like Fresno County and Imperial County in California, where 90% or so of their big footprint in solar came out of farmland. So we want to take a look at these counties, and I want to add a little caveat here that one way to make this list, or an easy way to make this list, of course, is to have a really big county. And that's definitely the case as we look at some of these Western states. They have some really big counties relative to the size of theirs, or they have really big counties, a small number of counties, big states. And so this is one of the reasons why these looked really big. But one of the things to capture here is there's about 155,000 acres in total covered by solar projects out of these 10 counties. And that's about 25 or 24% of all the area covered in the United States. So, again, a lot of concentration in these handful of states. So, read the full article down. I got the link down below to read more about the size of some of these plants, individual plants. Read the full report. And be sure to join us on August 8th as part of that webinar where we're going to answer all your questions and we're going to dive into some of the more of the details that are occurring at the intersection of farmland and solar energy production. That's all for today. Until next time, stay curious.